Hello guys, welcome you all to this channel. In this video we are going to learn how to insert a node at the beginning of the linked list. As in the previous videos we have seen how to create a linked list and display all the elements of the linked list. So in this video we are going to insert a node in the beginning. So there can be two scenarios. Firstly, the linked list may be non-empty like it is here, and secondly the linked list may be empty. Considering the first case, when the linked list is not empty, it is having some nodes. Like here, it is having 4 nodes, and the first pointer is storing the address as usual we have seen in the first two videos. So we should think of how we can insert a new node at the beginning of the linked list. So firstly, we should have a node that we should insert at the beginning of the linked list. For example, this we are having a node, and we will assign some data into it. Let's say it is 50 and its next is null. At starting, its next is null, and we have successfully created this node. I will explain the code further. Now we have created this node and we want to link it to the this node, that is the first node. So for linking we need the address. This is the T node and its assume its address is 500. So to link this node with this node, we need the address of this node, and this address is stored in the pointer variable which is first. So we will copy this address first into the t's next. Like here it is in the starting it is null. So t's next will be pointing to first. Now it will be storing 1000 in its next pointer, and from this it is successfully created a link from the first to the end of the linked list. From here now we can go to the end, and after that we need to point our first pointer to the new node. So now first pointer is pointed to the new node, and the first address and the first pointer is having address now 500. So from the first node we can traverse the whole linked list. So if we write some code over here, void insert, let's call this function as insert, and in the starting we are inserting it. So firstly we have to create our node, struct node star t, and using malloc function we are going to create in heap struct node star malloc size of struct node. From this statement we have created our block. Now we need to insert the data into it. So t's data is equal to 50. In this example we take it as 50. After that t's next should be equal to first. The t's next should assign as first, and the first will now point to the recently created node. The recently created node was t having address 500, and now first will point t. So first is equal to t. Now first is having address 500. And now the second scenario was when the linked list will be empty. So when the linked list will be empty, again it is the same process. We will create our node, insert a data into it, and we will check if the first is null or not null. If first is null, that means that there are no nodes, and if first is not null, it means that there exists at least one node. So here we assume that the nodes exist. We did not check the condition if first is not equal to null. So we have to check the condition. If first is not equal to null, from here, if first is not equal to null, then we will point t is next to first. If first is next is not equal to null, here it is 1000. Now here it is not equal to null, then we will point t is next to first. Now when the first pointer is null, means that there are no nodes, then we will simply writing else condition, t is next is equal to null. This statement will write as the node. This is our node and we will insert 50 over here, and if the first is null, means no node exists, then we will point else condition, t is next is equal to null. And this is the first node we have created when the linked list is totally empty, and after that first will point to it, first is equal to t. I hope you understand this process. Let's move to the coding section. Here we will write our insert function code. This is the same code that I have explained in the first and the second video. Now here we will write our insert node. Void insert, as it is not returning any thing, so void insert. Firstly we will create a pointer variable struct node star t. After that t is equal to struct node. We will dereference it, and using malloc function we will create our node. After that t's data should be assigned with the data we will provide. So as in the example, I take it as 50, and t's next should be point to first. This statement we have write before checking the if condition. So our if condition was if first is not equal to null. If first is not equal to null, means node exists, and then we will point t is next to first. Else if there are no nodes, then t is next should be first. Sorry, null. Then t is next should be null. And after that first pointer should point to the recently created node, that is t. So this is our insert function, and now we will call it from here insert, and after that we will also call our display function. Let's remove some elements, and there are 4 elements. Now 50 should be inserted as the linked list exists with 4 nodes, and the recently created node that is having data 50 should insert it at the starting. Let's put line gap over here. Rerun it. As you can see, when the first display function was called, 10, 20, 30, 40 was printed. After that we call insert function, and 50 was inserted at the starting in the beginning of the linked list. After that all the nodes were created. Then 50, 10, 20 and 30 and 40. After that display function is called. Now if there were no nodes exist, means we will not call this create node function, also not display function. Firstly we will call the insert function, and after that display function. Let's comment this also. Now rerun it, and we should have only 50 was inserted as it was the first node, and after that we call the display function and 50 was printed over here. I hope you understood this video. If you are having any kind of doubts regarding this video, please comment me in the comment section. Also the code link will be provided in the description box. From there you can access my